Gun violence is a problem that touches communities all across the Mid-State. Most recently in Steelton, last weekend, a deadly mass shooting at an after-hours club. One person was killed, 3 others were injured. The shooter still hasn't been caught. Now, of course, this is just one example. There are countless others. This weekend, a group is saying enough is enough and needs your help. Joining me to talk more about that is Kiera Hopkins Dawood. She's the founder of Survive and Tell, one of the organizations behind a gun violence forum. Kiera, thank you so much for being with us here this afternoon. First, just talk a little bit about, why this forum came to be.
Well, thank you for having me. It came to be because we're tired of seeing the gun violence in our communities. We want our children to grow up in safe communities. We want our elderly to feel safe. And so we're bringing everyone together to discuss real solutions. We're going to be hearing from impacted families, community leaders, decision makers, and change agents. And we're all going to be discussing the same thing. What can we do to see Harrisburg transition from where it is to where it needs to be?
Was there anything in particular that sparked this need for this forum this weekend?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us are aware about the loss of life that occurred in Steelton. And unfortunately, that's not an isolated event. We've all seen the gun numbers, the gun violence numbers, and they're trending. Yes, they're going down, but we would like to see them go down more. And so that's exactly what this event is about tomorrow. It's discussing how we can change the city for the better.
Now, your organization is called Survive and Tell. Tell me a little bit about what that is.
Survive and Tell, we work with individuals that have survived trauma, especially domestic violence victims. We want to give them areas where they can come, healing spaces, and discuss their stories of triumph. I'm also here representing National Coalition of Black Women, the Harrisburg chapter. They advocate for the empowerment and equity of Black women and girls, and so both organizations are behind the event tomorrow.
And we're talking about this issue that you said this shooting recently in Steelton really helped prompt this, but so many families deal with something like this. And I mean, you personally have dealt with gun violence yourself. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, of course. Being a native of Harrisburg, I'm unfortunately no stranger to gun violence. I also was an educator in Harrisburg School District, and I have countless students who have lost their lives to gun violence. One in particular comes to mind as a young lady who was unalived in Harrisburg Uptown area while she was shielding a child that was younger from a barrage of bullets from a drive-by shooting. I also have family members, children as young as 15 years old who have lost their lives to gun violence. Watching my cousin grieve his son and knowing that both of those homicides are unsolved till this day is exactly why we need to come together and speak out about what we're seeing in our community and bring awareness to this, hoping that awareness will drive change.
Definitely, and growing up in this area and just seeing that situation play out with so many different people, as you said, it's not an isolated incident. Can you talk about this forum tomorrow? What is it that you hope people can gain from it?
Again, they're going to be hearing from impacted families. We think it's important that they and their stories help craft the policy changes as well as the solutions. There's going to be GVI programs from both Harrisburg and York. They're going to be talking about their initiatives and their interventions and what successes they've had. We're also inviting Dr. Sylvia Washington from Johns Hopkins University. She's going to become talking about her research that's leading the nation, specifically in urban communities, as well as the Black woman community. So again, there's going to be change agents, and we're inviting the community too to come in and talk about what solutions and what changes they would like to see in their community, because this is a collaborative, all hands on deck, approach.
And what do you hope that people will get out of this?
I want them to see that we care, that we all care, and that we're listening, and that we all understand what gun violence is doing to our community, but we are at the point of just taking it. We're at the point where we're no longer just taking it. We now want to see solutions, and we're demanding solutions for gun violence.
I mean, you hear about people stepping up and having meetings and going to city council or things like that, or turning to the government. But is it your approach that, this takes everybody?
Absolutely, absolutely. It takes everyone. It takes the politicians, it takes the police officers, it takes credible messengers, for instance. That's a program that we would like to implement here in Harrisburg. We want people in the community, of the community, that can bridge the gap between the law enforcement community and our community, and also allow people to know it's okay to share about what you're seeing. we would like to see more cameras and get the community on board with more cameras so that when a crime does actually happen, police officers have a lead that can result to someone being arrested and again, building a safer community for all of us.
And let's tell everyone quickly when the forum is. Give us all the information for that.
It's tomorrow, March 28th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at the Commonwealth Charter Academy, which is right across from the farm show. So I want everyone to come out, be a part of the discussion and the change.
Absolutely. Kira Hopkins-Dodwood, thank you so much for being with us here this afternoon. We really appreciate it. I hope you get a big turnout for this forum tomorrow because it's definitely an important topic that a lot of people need to know more about and find ways to have some solutions. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We really appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27, and we're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.